Hey, what's up? Stephanie, the English coach here from EnglishFulltime.com. I don't know if you know this, but I used to teach English online several years ago. What was it? I think like in 2014? No, 2013 to 2014. I taught English online for an entire year, and I learned a lot through that experience. Like, what makes a good private class? What classes did I enjoy as the teacher? What classes did the students enjoy? So I want to share these tips with you today so you can make the most of your time with native speakers, especially if you're paying for classes. And one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of students do is they just don't show up prepared, right? They do not come with an itinerary. They just show up and they're like, okay, teacher, teach me everything, evaluate my English, see where I am, what do I need? But honestly, you need to show up prepared because that will help you move things forward faster in the classes. And I don't recommend that you book private classes to get grammar lessons, for example. You can Google the grammar on your own. You can look that up. You can watch YouTube videos. Learn the grammar on your own. When you're one-on-one with somebody else in English, don't spend time there learning and asking about grammar unless it's a specific question that you really truly need help with. Use that time to practice your conversation skills, right? Because that's why you're learning the language. You want to be able to present in English and be confident. You want to be able to speak and balance a conversation. You want to be able to transition ideas. You want to be able to tell stories and tell jokes and understand people when they are telling stories and telling jokes. So one of my biggest recommendations here, besides showing up prepared and coming with lists of questions and things to talk about, is use the time that you have to discuss things that you love and enjoy. For example, if you're not interested in soccer, don't talk about that in a private class. Don't talk about things you're not interested in. And don't let the teacher try to talk to you about things you don't care about, because then you're going to be very bored in the class. So you have to set the tone. And maybe when you first meet a teacher, if you plan on doing regular classes with them every single week or something, you can let them get to know you first. You can write a nice email about yourself and send it to them and say, hey, this is what I do for a living. This is what my hobbies are. This is how I learned English. Help them get to know you. But then when you're on the call with them, I encourage you to ask questions about them. Don't make it all about you, because you want to get to know them on a personal level, because when you establish that personal connection, that's when you're going to have much, much better conversations. So prepare questions, show interest in the other person, ask questions, and when it comes to corrections, a lot of students would say, I want you to stop me when I make a mistake. I don't recommend that, okay? Because then I'm cutting off your focus. When you make a mistake and we're talking about something and I say, oh wait, stop there, you made a mistake, right? Now we're focused on the mistake. Now you're not telling me the story you were telling me before, or I interrupt your joke and I ruin the punchline or whatever, right? Here's what I recommend you do, and here's what I recommend you ask your teacher to do if and when you book these private classes, okay? Ask them to be listening for mistakes, and then to write down any mistakes that they hear, and then stop the class 10 minutes early. If you're having a conversation, stop the conversation 10 minutes early to discuss whatever they wrote down, whether that's feedback about your pronunciation, grammar that you used improperly, words that you were struggling to come up with that they had to help you think of. Have them go over that at the end of the class, and then you can write down their suggestions and take that. But that way you focus on the right thing at the right time. During the conversation portion of the class, you're just doing conversation. Then at the end, you're really, truly, strongly focused on mistakes, and you're thinking about them and how to avoid them, okay? Because if not, if you're doing conversation and mistakes at the same time, you're not focused on either one of them, and you're not going to have as good of an experience. Okay, so I have more tips for you guys, but first I want to say that the company that I found that is offering really good rates right now to practice your English online with native speakers, if you don't have time to find people yourself, you can go on their website. You can start today. You can do a 15-minute free call. I actually have a link in the description where you can sign up it's with Cambly, okay? Cambly is giving you 15 free minutes just to try out their service, just to talk with a tutor. It's really awesome, especially because I know some of you have never spoken with a native English speaker in your life. So I encourage you to take this opportunity, even if you're scared, because doing the thing that scares you is what will build confidence, okay? You need this experience. So anyhow, you can use the link in the description, book your 15-minute call with a native English speaker, and then if you like it, you can sign up to do weekly or monthly lessons with native English speakers. Okay, let's get back to the tips that I have for having these conversations so you have really good experiences, okay? One of my tips is to not apologize. There are so many of you that get on the phone with a native English speaker and you're just like, hi, wait, sorry, I need to apologize for my bad English. And you apologize before you even really have spoken. And I've done so many calls with English learners, and some of you have really good English, but you start the call by taking away all of your credibility. You say, sorry for my bad English. And this has to stop. This is something that I used to do with Spanish. I know why we do it. We don't feel like we're good enough, but we have to stop, because if you tell yourself that every single day, you're basically not giving yourself credit for all the hard work you've done over all these months and years to get where you are today. And you're not going to ever get to a place where you feel confident if you're taking away that confidence every time you apologize, right? So when you talk with somebody, just get on the phone with them, be excited to talk with them. Don't apologize, right? It's an experience. They're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it, and have fun. My next tip is to really listen when people are talking to you, okay? And listen by not interrupting. I know how tempting it is to interrupt, especially if you didn't understand something, or if you're agreeing with somebody and you're like, oh yeah, okay, right? But slow down. The best conversations are slower conversations, okay? Not slow, but not really fast where people just feel exhausted by the time that they end. Take your time when you speak, and when the other person speaks, allow them to take their time and really listen. And if you think you're going to forget something, because a lot of people go, no, I have to interrupt because then I'm going to forget what I'm going to say. If you think you're going to forget something, write it down. Write it down so you don't forget. That's what I do when I'm having conversations, because I don't want to interrupt the other person. And then if I do forget, you know what? That idea probably wasn't important enough anyways. It just felt important and it felt urgent in the moment, right? But you will start having better conversations when you take your time, you take it slower, you really listen. And then when somebody finishes talking about whatever they're talking about, ask them a relevant question to go deeper, or respond to it by saying something that's related, something that you experienced that was very similar, or something like that. Your conversations are going to go a lot better. And I want to say that if you're a good conversationalist in your native language, you probably don't think about communicating strategically in English, but I teach strategic communication. And when you communicate strategically, that's when you have the best experiences. So before you have these conversations, you need to prepare, you need to think of questions, you need to think of conversation starters, maybe even practice in the mirror if you want, okay? But get your confidence up, and then do calls, have calls every single week, because that is how you will build confidence and fluency. You need that experience, right? So whether you do this yourself or you use a service like Cambly to book these appointments, you need to be talking with native English speakers regularly if you want to be fluent and confident. Next, I just want to say that, the first person you talk with, hopefully there's somebody you click with. Hopefully you get along and you have a great conversation, but that doesn't always happen, right? So you want to take your time to find teachers that you like, watch their introduction videos, see if you click with them, see if you like their personality. You can, feel a person's vibe just by hearing them talk for a couple minutes. So look through everybody, find people you like, and then book lessons with teachers you think you're going to have a great experience with. And then if you don't have the best experience, move on, find a new teacher, and keep going. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a clip from a conversation that I did. I booked a call with someone on Cambly because I wanted to see how it works so I can show you. So here's a quick clip. Take a look and enjoy. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
How did you start working with Cambly?
So I got my teaching English as a foreign language certification when I was overseas with my husband. It's very, very difficult to get jobs overseas because there's restrictions. And so I was able to work with Cambly, and they really were awesome.
So wait, where are you from?
I am originally from Utah. We spent 4 years in Germany, and now I'm back to the United States again. So
Oh, wow. So that experience living in Germany probably taught you a lot about what non-native English speakers struggle with, right?
Yes, absolutely. You see it firsthand. And the Germans speak wonderful English, most of them. They are fantastic, but they work really, really hard at it. So it's really great.
That's awesome. And what do you think makes a good class with a teacher?
I used to be I really wanted the students to do like some sort of formal lesson, but now I let them completely choose. If they just want to chat, I will just chat. Whatever it is, I try to gear towards them so that they get what they're looking for. And it's not just my agenda, it's 100% them.
All right, you guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found it very helpful, and I'm so glad that there are other companies out there that are putting together these resources for you so you can practice your English no matter where you live in the world, as long as you have an internet connection. If you think about it, this is phenomenal. So take advantage of these opportunities, make the most of them, and don't make excuses, don't procrastinate, because you have a lot of great things that you're going to achieve, and we don't achieve things if we don't work for them. With that said, I want to invite you to share your own experiences in the comments. Have you ever done a private class with a native English speaker? Tell us what you liked about it, what you didn't like, what worked well, what didn't work well, what you would do differently the next time, or what you're glad you did, because the comment section of these videos are so full of good advice from you guys, and I really am working hard to create a forum section where people can come and get advice, not just from me, but from you, because you guys have done these kinds of things. You know what it's like, and you have lots of stories and advice to share. And even if you had a bad experience online, booking a class and speaking with somebody that didn't meet your expectations or something like that, even sharing that can help all the rest of us learn from your experience, right? So good experiences and bad experiences, they're all good in the end if we learn something from them. With that said, take care, you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.